Covert NROL52 spy satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office fades into cloudy nighttime skies shrouded in secrecy after liftoff on a United Launch Alliance ULA Atlas V rocket at 3:28 a.m. EDT on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer and Creamer.com. Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, FL, as one Atlas rocket carrying a covert spy satellite for the U.S. National Reconnaissance Office NRO to monitor Earth for national security purposes faded into cloudy nighttime skies over the Cape in the dead of night, shrouded in liftoff secrecy. Rocket builder United Launch Alliance ULA won another significant Atlas launch contract for NASA's Landsat 9 satellite to monitor the health of Earth's environment, capping 2 launches from 2 different rocket companies in 4 days by ULA and SpaceX, followed by the arrival back in port of SpaceX ocean-landed recovered booster. The last week provided all the proof that's needed to demonstrate that the revitalization of Florida's spaceport is well underway and America's rocket makers are capturing lucrative launch contracts, ensuring an upswing nationwide in rocket and spacecraft manufacturing, for critical military surveillance, government, civilian and science needs. Check out the exciting gallery of Atlas launch imagery and videos, including the thrilling drone ship return of SpaceX 156-foot-tall first-stage booster back into Port Canaveral less than 4 hours after ULA delivered the classified NROL52 surveillance satellite to a secret orbit, from this author and several space media colleagues. And check back here as the gallery grows. A ULA Atlas V launch carrying the covered NROL52 mission in support of U.S. national security blasted off overnight Sunday, October 15 at 3:28 a.m. EDT 0728 GMT from Seaside Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Congratulations to the team who helped make NROL52 a success. United Launch Alliance, 45th Space Wing at Patrick Air Force Base, FLA, Air Force Space Command, and the Space and Missile Systems Center, the NRO announced post-launch on social media. It was a case of going, gone as seemingly endless stormy weather plagued the Space Coast, and the Atlas soon disappeared behind clouds from many but not all vantage points, as the 2-stage rocket was finally cleared to launch on its 5th try. Postponed 3 times by poor weather and once due to a technical glitch to fix a faulty second-stage transmitter. Reflecting in upon the United Launch Alliance ULA Atlas V rocket blasts off with the covered NROL52 spy satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office at 3:28 a.m. EDT on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer and Creamer.com. The launches were postponed by the downstream impact of Hurricane Irma, which forced the base closings of the Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Air Force Station and significantly impacted the Florida Space Coast region by causing over $100 million in damage to buildings, homes, businesses, hotels, restaurants, infrastructure and more due to flooding and hurricane-force winds. "We've had an incredible month," said Brig. Gen. Wayne R. Monteith, Commander, 45th Space Wing. "Not only did we restore our base to full mission-capable status just a few hours after Hurricane Irma impacted our coast, but we've successfully launched 2 rockets in less than 4 days just weeks later." Covered NROL52 spy satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office fades into cloudy nighttime skies shrouded in secrecy after liftoff on a United Launch Alliance ULA Atlas V rocket at 3:28 a.m. EDT on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer and Creamer.com. The 45th Space Wing supported ULA Atlas V launch of the NROL52 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office early morning on October 15. The men and women of the 45th Space Wing continue to make the impossible possible. Reflecting in upon the United Launch Alliance ULA Atlas V rocket blasts off with the covered NROL52 spy satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office at 3:28 a.m. EDT on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer and Creamer.com. More than a quarter of all the world's rocket launches take place from Florida's burgeoning spaceports. Covered NROL52 spy satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office fades into cloudy nighttime skies shrouded in secrecy after liftoff on a United Launch Alliance ULA Atlas V rocket at 3:28 a.m. EDT on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer KenKremer.com. Our team's resiliency and tireless efforts in launching over 25% of all worldwide launches this year proves why we are the world's premier gateway to space, Mondiat gushed in pride. Meanwhile, NASA selected ULA to provide launch services for the Landsat 9 mission with another Atlas V rocket as soon as late 2020. The mission is currently targeted for a contract launch date of June 2021, while protecting for the ability to launch as early as December 2020, on an Atlas V401 rocket from Space Launch Complex 3 at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, said NASA. The Landsat 9 launch contract is worth $153.8 million. Landsat 9 is a joint mission between NASA and the U.S. Geological Survey (USGS). Landsat 9 will continue the Landsat program's critical role in monitoring, understanding, and managing the land resources needed to sustain human life. We are honored that NASA has entrusted ULA with launching this critical land imaging satellite, said Tori Bruno, ULA's president and chief executive, in a statement. ULA's world-leading performance and reliability, paired with a tremendous heritage of 74 consecutive successful Atlas V launches, provides the optimal value for our customer. We look forward to working together again with our mission partners at NASA's Launch Services Program, Goddard Space Flight Center and the U.S. Geological Survey in the integration and launch of this significant mission, contributing to the international strategy for examining the health and state of the Earth. ULA Atlas V rocket streaks to orbit in this long-duration exposure carrying Covert NROL52 payload for the NRO after liftoff from Space Launch Complex 41 on October 15, 2017 at 3:28 a.m. EDT at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Jeff Seibert. NROL52 is the fourth of 5 launches slated for the NRO in 2017 by both ULA and SpaceX. Never before has innovation been more important for keeping us ahead of the game. As the Eagle soars, so will the advanced capabilities this payload provides to our national security, said Colonel Matthew Skeen, USAF Director, NRO Office of Space Launch, in a statement. Kudos to the entire team for a job well done. Check out this exciting video compilation from remote cameras circling the Atlas Pad 41. Video caption: launch of the NROL52 satellite on an Atlas V booster from Pad 41. A United Launch Alliance Atlas 5421 rocket launches the NROL52 payload on October 15, 2017 at 3:28 a.m. EDT on the 5th launch attempt. Previous launch attempts were halted by weather issues 3 times, and a faulty telemetry radio that needed to be replaced after the rocket was rolled back to the Pad 41 vertical integration facility. Credit Jeff Seibert. The venerable 2-stage Atlas V stands 194 feet tall and sports a 100% success record. The first stage generates approximately 1.6 million pounds of liftoff thrust. This Atlas Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle (EELV) mission launched in the 421 configuration vehicle, which includes a 4-meter payload fairing PLF encapsulating the payload and 2 strap-on solid rocket first-stage boosters. The Atlas first-stage booster for this mission was powered by the Russian-built Rode AMROSS RD-180 engine, and the Centaur upper stage was powered by the Aerojet Rocketdyne RL-10C1 engine. The dual-chamber, dual-nozzle RD-180 is fueled by a mixture of RP-1 kerosene and LOX liquid oxygen. The ULA Atlas V first stage powers NROL52 spy satellite to orbit for the NRO, firing the dual-chamber, dual-nozzle RD-180 engines after blast-off at 3:28 a.m. EDT on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer KenKremer.com. The next NRO launch is scheduled on ULA Delta IV in December from Vandenberg Air Force Base, California. Reflecting in upon the United Launch Alliance, ULA Atlas V rocket blasts off with the Covert NROL52 spy satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office at 3:28 a.m. EDT on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer KenKremer.com. Watch for Ken's continuing on-site NROL52, SpaceX SES-11 and NASA in Space mission reports direct from the Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, Florida. Stay tuned here for Ken's continuing Earth and planetary science and human spaceflight news. Ken Kremer. Liftoff of ULA Atlas V rocket carrying classified NROL52 payload for the NRO on October 15, 2017 from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Julian Leak. United Launch Alliance ULA Atlas V rocket streaks to orbit in this long-duration exposure carrying Covert NROL52 payload for the National Reconnaissance Office after liftoff from Space Launch Complex 41 on October 15, 2017 at 3:28 a.m. EDT at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer and Creamer.com. Reflecting in a pond, a ULA Atlas V rocket stands poised for launch with the NROL52 surveillance satellite for the National Reconnaissance Office prior to blast-off on October 15, 2017 from Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. Credit Ken Kremer and Creamer.com. Reflown SpaceX Falcon 9 first stage booster arrives at sunrise atop OCISLY drone ship being towed into the mouth of Port Canaveral, FL on October 15, 2017 after successfully launched SES-11 UHD-TV ComSat to orbit on October 11, 2017. Credit Ken Kremer and Creamer.com. Atlas V rocket, classified spy satellites, Earth monitoring, featured, Landsat, Landsat 8, Landsat 9, military space, NASA, National Defense, National Reconnaissance Office, NROL52, Pad 41, SLC 41, Spy, ULA, United Launch Alliance.